Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners, and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So you are here for Crochet Catch Up. Oh yes you are, and it's a double bubble, and normally when I do a double bubble there is loads to show you. But there is not that much, guys, because like I explained in yesterday's video, at the end of yesterday's video, my crochet time has been eaten up by a number of other things. I went away for the weekend. I have had to work from home in the evenings to meet some deadlines at work. I helped Christina with her podiversary stuff. Yeah, so there's been a few bits that has eaten into my crochet time this week, and that is okay. I got done what I got done. I am happy to show you what I got done, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up the crochet pace a little bit in the next few weeks. So what have I been up to? So the last time I did a crochet catch up, you will know that I finished this top. I had a smidgy bit of yarn left over. The yarn is Premier Hipster Cotton, which is 229 yards, 210 meters, 3.5 ounces or 100 grams, 100% cotton. It is made in Turkey. It's a lightweight 3 or DK, machine wash warm, tumble dry, do not bleach, low iron. Recommends 4mm needles, 5mm hook. It's tested and approved against 350 plus harmful substances, and it's in the colourway Rainbow Roller Skates. So you've already seen it in this gorgeous top of mine. Oh yes, indeed. This is Bag of Days, a day at the races top. But I didn't make this time. You've already seen this. But with the leftover Hipster cotton, I decided to make myself a washcloth because it's just so gorgeous and Manfa colours that I thought that, you know, I'm fed up of using the boring black washcloths that we've got that are shop bought. I wanted to make one of my own, so I did. So I did myself a C2C washcloth with the majority of the leftover cotton. Like I said, C2C, and then I did a border of 2 rounds of single crochet, and I just love the way it pulled. It wasn't planned. Started off with green and yellow in the corner, then the yellows and the oranges, then the pink and purple right the way through the middle and in reverse out to the other side. So it turned out super, super pretty. So nothing fantastic, nothing amazing, nothing to ooh and ah about, but a washcloth just for me that will help me with my washing facilities, I suppose. So there we go. There was the majority of that scrap in that one. And then the eagle-eyed of you will have spotted that when I was crocheting in the crochet and chat video that I did with Christina while I was away, I used the remainder, the tiniest little bit I had left of the Hipster cotton, and then added some of my stash cotton, which is a UK brand that you can get here in the range. It's the Davanti cotton, and I haven't got it to hand to tell you the colourway, but the majority of you won't be able to get your hands on it anyway, and I've still got some of it left. So the middle piece of this granny square washcloth is the Hipster cotton, and then I, well, up to where the purple ends is where the Hipster cotton is, and then I just did extra in the cotton that I had in my stash. It's a granny square, it's a washcloth, and this is one of the 4 that I got done for the month of June for Auntie Lala's personal hygiene bags that she's making for her homeless organisation over in Alaska. Auntie Lala is Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. I will link her channel down below. So I literally finished every last scrap of that remaining Hipster cotton. So I can claim a yarn band. Woohoo! So that will go in for my yearly totals. So that is the washcloths that I got done. Again, nothing amazing, nothing fantastic, but still things that I have made. Then I also had one evening where I really didn't have a lot of time, but I really just needed to get a few stitches onto something. So I decided to finish off the yarn scrap I was using, making the 6-inch granny squares for Rose Likes Crochet. She's helping the Generous Crafters over in the US. And one of the things that you can donate for the whole time that she's taking donations is 6-inch granny squares. I still had quite a bit of this Matador is the colour, Stylecraft Special Aran. And I managed to use up every last scrap of this one as well. In fact, I made 3, and wow, is my camera blowing that out. It is a bright red, but it's not quite so neon and sunglasses needing as my camera's making it. So much so that the third and final one that I was trying to make, I had to rip out the last row several times and even go down a hook size just to make the yarn stretch and finish off the square, because I didn't want to join in another colour for just a few clusters. So one of these granny squares wasn't quite so relaxing as anticipated, but it meant that every last scrap of this one was used up. So that is a second yarn label, which I am happy about to put in my total for the year. So I will be claiming those. And these 3 put the total of 14 made for the month of June. You would have seen this earlier in the week in another video, but this is what I got done since the last crochet catch up. So that was awesome. Now I have also put a little bit of work into my Pick My Whip blanket. I asked you guys to vote between 3 different blankets. I was going to tally up the votes and get started on that blanket. I have done a little bit. I've probably got about that much of a blanket started, but I'm not going to show you that today, guys. I am going to keep that separate for a Pick My Whip update video that you will hopefully see next week. So there is crochet that's been done, you just haven't seen it. Okay, so there's a little bit of work gone into that. That's been started. And then there is a podcaster here on the YouTube streets that I really enjoy watching. It is Julie over at KS Mum Crochets. I will link her channel down in the description box. If you're not familiar with Julie, please go and make yourself familiar, because she has some lovely content. Now, her scheduling isn't like a regular schedule. She just posts a video as and when she can, but when she does, it is really enjoyable content to watch. She isn't one that does one every day, basically, is what I'm saying. But she has been obsessed with a particular pattern for a good couple of years now, I think, and she loves making them. She loves showing them on her channel. She has made a lot of them over the past couple of years, and I've always really thought they were cute. I've always wanted to make one, and I finally caved last week and bought the pattern. The pattern is for Big and Little Tooterphants, and that is what they look like. So the little ones are the 2 at the top, and the big ones are the ones underneath. And these patterns are by Lucy Ravenscar. I will see if I can find the link for you. It is a paid for pattern, but well worth the money and not too super expensive. It's quite reasonable and affordable. But yes, I caved. I finally bought the pattern because Julie has showed them over and over on her channel. They are super cute when she makes them. And I thought that this would be a lovely little baby item to put into the military baby baskets or baby hampers that Christina, Bella and Janetto, I'll link her in the description box as well. One of her work colleagues are putting together baby baskets or baby hampers for newborn babies that are born on base where she works. So I thought it would be super cute to make a little amigurumi to send over. Plus, I do have a lot of one skein wonders in my stash. Now, it didn't use a whole skein, but it used the majority of the skein. And I chose to make the big Tooterphant. And the yarn that I chose to use was James C. Brett Party Time Stripes DK. I've only got one of these in my stash, like I said, so it is one of my one skein wonders. And I believe I got this in mystery bags. I think. I don't know for sure. But this is a UK made yarn, James C. Brett. It's the first time I've used this variety. It was really nice. It is 100% premium acrylic. There are 280 meters or 306 yards. Cool wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Cool iron, cool tumble dry. Do not bleach. You can dry clean using P. Recommends 4mm needles. There is no hook recommendation, sadly. Where are you made? Made in Turkey. And this is in the colour Sherbet. And this is what I think of when I think of baby colours, okay? It's a variegated, it's super lovely, really enjoyable to work with. This is what the yarn looks like. So it is variegated stripes, and it's got a lemon yellow, it's got a minty green, it's got a pale blue, it's got a white, it's got a peachy coral, it's got a baby pink. It is absolutely gorgeous, totally baby colour palette in my opinion, and I thought it would be fun to see how this would stripe up into a Tooterphant. And because it will be given to a young child, a baby, I didn't want to use safety eyes because they don't recommend you use them for children under the age of 3. So I also, for the first time, went over to Cassandra at Craftably Ever After. I will link her down below as well. And I'll try and link that tutorial video of hers for you as well for her embroidered eyes. It's the first time I've tried to do them. They are a little bit different in size. So honestly, when I show you this Tooterphant in a second, he is wonky as, but a baby's not going to care that it's not all symmetrical and how it should be. First time I'd made the pattern, you know me sewing pieces and parts on isn't my strongest suit. And it's the first time that I had done the embroidered eyes, which are so super cute. I plan to use them on a lot of my amigurumi makes, especially if I am making them for babies. But yeah, I need to perfect my skills a little bit, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So like I said, I will link Cassandra and her eye tutorial in the description box for you as well. And also, I changed up the tail. I wanted to do my tail a little bit different than the pattern. But other than that, I followed the pattern to the T. I did mess up the trunk a little bit, but again, a baby's not going to care about that. He or she is just going to dribble all over it, chew on it, cuddle it. They don't care about any wonkiness or, you know, the trunk isn't, aesthetically perfect. But here he is. Here is my Tooterphant. He actually took a lot longer than I thought he would to make. My idea was I was going to get a few of my one skein wonders down from my stash and, turn them into Tooterphants to give to the baby hampers and the baby baskets. I don't know. I don't know whether it's because I had to use a 3.5mm hook with a 3-weight yarn, and that's what slowed me down. I don't know whether it was because I had much less crochet time than normal, so it just felt like it took many more evenings to do, but those evenings aren't my usual amount of time. I don't know what it was, so I may attempt another one in the near future to see if I am a bit speedier at making it next time. But as you can see, his embroidered eyes, this one is a little bit bigger than this one. They're not central to the trunk, but that's okay. But doesn't it give a gorgeous, gorgeous eye? I absolutely love it. Obsessed. And I did the eyes and the ears. And then I think when I was sewing on the legs, I was trying so hard to make sure that I spaced them okay, that I had him upside down when I put the legs on, that when I tipped him up the right way, his head's on a tilt. See, he's just wonk. It's almost like his head needs to be over that way a bit more, but it's not. It's cocked to the side a little bit. He's a little bit wonky, bless him, but it's okay. It is okay. We are all made totally different, and he's handmade, so he isn't going to be perfect like a shop bought toy. And like I said, I did mess up on the underneath of the trunk a little bit, but it's again, it's okay, guys. But doesn't he look cute in the stripy yarn? I am loving this yarn. For his tail, all I did was I cut a few strands of yarn, I hooked them through and tied them through each other like you would for hair on amigurumi dolls, so that it was knotted, but the strands were all like separate. It was knotted and attached to his butt, and then I separated the 6 strands into 3 groups of 2, and then I did a simple plait or braid and knotted it on the end there. It's such a simple tail, but you know, it does the job. It shows that he has got a little tail there, and hopefully it won't be pulled off because it is knotted on. Didn't have to sew anything there, but obviously I did have to sew the ears on, and I did have to sew the legs on. He has got a little smile under there. It is hidden slightly by his little trunk, or his tutor, because he's a Tooterphant. But yeah, although Mike insisted on calling it a Hooterphant for the time I was making it. It's alright, I forgive him. But I think it's adorable. I think it's cute. I can see why Julie at KS Mum Crochets is in love with this. It is totally adorable, cute as a button. She's made a load of them, so she can probably knock one of these out in one evening, bless her. But for me, it took a little bit longer. I need to perfect my eyes, but I'm still really pleased in how they look, at least. And she does in the tutorial give you options for little eyebrows as well. I decided not to do the eyebrows, but he is absolutely lush. I think a baby is going to love and adore him. And like I said, in a couple of weeks, I may try and make another one to see if I can be a bit quicker. And when I'm putting him together, I'll make sure he's not quite as wonky. But for my first one, I'm really pleased. I just absolutely love how those colour stripes played out in every aspect. So his ears aren't perfectly striped the same. You know, the colours aren't the same on both sides. His feet, I mean, look, you can see that the yarn started in various places, but it still all ties together, even though there's a lot of stripes on him. I just think it works. I think this will be a lovely toy for a baby. And yeah, we'll see if I make another one, but I absolutely love it. So as you can see, I cannot claim that yarn band because I do still have a little bit left over. I don't think I'm going to be making the crochet hearts for my charity because they have to be as identical as you can get them. And I don't think that's going to be possible with how this stripes. So this is going to have to go back into my, well, not back into, it's going to have to go into my scrap bin. But at some point I will find the perfect project for this little leftover. But until I use every little bit, I cannot claim the label. So even if I don't use this for another 2 years, I will only claim the yarn band in 2 years when I've used it all. That's how I operate here. So I do have a smidgy bit left over, but not too much. It's okay. So yeah, my Tooterphant. I love him. Absolutely love him. So that's an FO. And then, guys, the only other thing that I've worked on, and this has only been in the last 24 hours before filming, is I did a little bit of work on my spinny wheelie project, my spinny selection, which is the Yuletide Blanket by Tina Thorodottir Thorvalda. I will link that pattern down in the description box, and I will link Tina's YouTube channel as well. She is one of the queens of mosaic out there, guys. She really, really is. I forgot to bring the pattern over with me, but that's okay because I'm doing my panels slightly different to the pictured blanket anyway. To refresh your memory, I am not using traditional Christmas colours. Oh no, I am not. But for the blanket, I am using a 4.5mm dots. And the main colour is this gorgeous baby pink. It is an Ice Yarns. It is the Baby Merino DK. This is 40% merino wool, 20% polyamide, 40% acrylic. They are 50-gram donuts. They are approximately 100 meters, which is about 109 yards-ish. 4 to 5mm needles, no hook. DK or lightweight 3. Wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not iron, do not bleach. And obviously made in Turkey because that is where Ice Yarns is based. So my main colour is this pink, these pink donuts. And I have used quite a number of them by this point, but that's good because I think I had over 30 in my stash, so the more I eat up the better, right? So that is my main colour, and then the contrast colour, I am using this yarn from the Knitting Network. It is Sunflower Yarns Spectrum DK. It is this gorgeous rainbow colour palette. They are 100-gram cakes, approximately 360 meters or 394 yards, 100% acrylic, made in Turkey. Recommends 4mm needles, no hook recommendation. Machine wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not iron, do not tumble, do not bleach. I don't know why you can't tumble though, guys, because it's just acrylic. This is in colour 005, known as Aquarius. So I am still working on my second cake, but I only have this much of the second cake left. So I will be cracking into a third cake soon. It is mosaic. The current pattern repeat for this bit of the blanket is the Yuletide bell. I am going to flash it up briefly, but please don't take screenshots or anything like that because it is a chart and it's a paid for pattern, but that is what it's going to look like. So let me show you what I managed to get done. Now I am just going to hold it in quarters for you, just for ease. But we started down here with various Christmas tree designs. We then went into the Advent stars. We then had these beautiful hearts. The last time I showed you, I had just finished these snowflakes. So where's the stitch marker? There it is. I have just started that bell pattern. This stitch marker is where I left off, right at the top of the snowflakes, because I had just finished the snowflakes, and I am only this far into the bell pattern, so not an awful lot to see, guys. I haven't got very far, but I'm over a quarter of a way through this particular panels pattern, so you know, I am working on it. I know I'm not consistently working on this. I just keep picking this up and putting this down. But with mosaic, I really have to be in the right frame of mind because I need to count and I need to pay really good attention to where I am putting those stitches. It's not a mindless, don't have to think about it project. And because there have been other things that I've wanted to make, more pressing things, etc., and I want to focus on my charity stuff, this does get a little bit neglected from time to time, but it is still on my radar. I am still working on it while I can. I am going to try and put a little bit more love into it before next crochet catch up, but we will see, because I do also have to concentrate on my pick my whip project. So I will show you the next lot of progress whenever I get to it, but of course I do want to power through and get it done, Not only because I'll have a beautiful blanket for myself, but also so we can do another spinny selection. This is only the second spinny selection that's been drawn, and we're already gone through June already. I'm running out a year. But it's okay, because if they don't get selected this year, they can roll on to next year. It is absolutely fine. But yes, I do love doing my mosaic. I do enjoy it. But like I said, I need to have the capability of being able to concentrate. And like I said, you can't really see much of the design at the moment. But hopefully next time you'll be able to see what it actually looks like. But yeah, from that blue stitch marker up is what I've managed to put on in the last 24 hours. So there we go. I think I've done 12 rows. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's mosaic, it is. So there we go. It is coming along. It is taking shape. It is beautiful. I loves it. So happy that I went non-traditional and picked Manfa colours. I adore it. It's not going to be to everyone's taste. I totally understand that. But for Manfa, pink and rainbow is perfection. The only thing that would make it even more perfect is if it was sparkly. But you can't have everything all the time, guys, right? Anyway, I've caught you up. That is what I have been up to in the last couple of weeks in my crafting. So not much more to say. Also, if you saw yesterday's video, at the end of the video I told you what was coming up on Monday, which is a mystery box haul from the Knitting Network. So if you want to come and see some pretty yarns, be back here on Monday. I hope the weekend ahead is a glorious one for you. I don't know what our plans are as yet, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it regardless. I always enjoy my weekends. But you have a great one. I'll be back here Monday. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.